back to another chapter from the 33 Strategies of War. Today's strategy is the 12th. Lose battles but win the war. Grand strategy. Everyone around you is a strategist angling for power, all trying to promote their own interests, often at your expense. Your daily battles with them make you lose sight of the only thing that really matters: victory in the end, the achievement of greater goals, lasting power. Grand strategy is the art of looking beyond the battle and calculating ahead. It requires that you focus on your ultimate goal and plot to reach it. In grand strategy, you consider the political ramifications and long-term consequences of what you do. Instead of reacting emotionally to people, you take control and make your actions more dimensional, subtle, and effective. Let others get caught up in the twists and turns of the battle, relishing their little victories. Grand strategy will bring you the ultimate reward, the last laugh. It's like semi-cursive. I can't read cursive, so that's why it took me so long. But my girlfriend's laughing over there at me. Wow. I gotta pick my battles, right? This chapter is about understanding when and when not to engage. Understanding the battles you can win and the battles that you might be able to win, but you might have to exert too much force. Like, if I'm fighting a wrestler, am I gonna try to wrestle up? Am I gonna try to beat them at their own game? Maybe I can. Maybe I can catch them off guard. Maybe I can do something that is going to, throw them off and, some way win. But like, is it worth expending all my energy for 10 seconds of the fight? Or is it worth me just, taking a more neutral position, a less advantageous position and trying to fight from there? Trying to fight in something that benefits me versus something that, maybe I get the upper hand. Maybe I do get an advantage, but is it worth the energy expenditure? And that is what this idea is about. This idea is about each day we are given little conflicts. Each day, maybe our boss throws a comment at us. Maybe our boss says something that's incorrect, and you can correct them. But in the long-term grand scheme of things, is that really worth it? Is that really smart to piss people off and correct them every single grammatical error they have? Every time they say a word wrong, every time they say something that's incorrect, is it worth that? Is it worth arguing with your drunk uncle at the kitchen dinner table, or is it, is it worth it to just let things play out? Like, is it worth it to actually have a discussion with someone that's willing to accept a different perspective, that's willing to hear you out? I was live the other day and I was arguing with someone that just was not getting what I was saying. They were trying to strawman my argument. They were trying to, just call me an idiot, call my followers an idiot. It's like, once they do that, I should have just known, all right, this is not someone that's going to listen to me. This is not someone that cares about me as a person. This is not somebody that respects me as a person. So like, I'll just, have this discussion with someone that could actually see the side, actually see my perspective, actually see what I'm saying, instead of just talking past me, instead of trying to pick apart an argument that is, it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, what's the point? What's the point of me trying to argue? What's the point of me trying to convince someone that is not willing to be convinced? I can spend my time and energy into someone and actually have a good discussion, actually get somewhere, instead of just talking past each other. And this is the idea that we need to accept. Like, not every battle has to be fought. Not every battle has to be won. Like, as long as you win in the end, as long as you get whatever it is that you're trying to get in the end. Like, I'm trying to facilitate open discussions. I'm trying to facilitate a higher level of discussion and discourse. But you know what? If I get wrapped up in all these emotional arguments, if I get wrapped up and start discussing things with people that aren't willing to see past their own, perspective, there's no point. There's no point. And this is something that we have to constantly re-embrace. This is something that we have to constantly re-engage, because it's so easy to get caught up in arguments. It's so easy to get caught up in political discussions. It's so easy to point the finger at one side or point the finger at the other. But like, in the grand scheme of things, is it worth it? In the grand scheme of things, is it worth your time and energy? And most of the time, it's not. And this is the idea that we need to begin to accept. Like, don't fight battles that you maybe can win, but it's not worth it. Understand this and really, really apply this in your life, because this is one of the more important ones. And this is one of the more like, this one's really not about conflict. This is really like a piece of life advice. And I know this book is really centered around the idea of conflict, the idea of disagreement, the idea of how to basically have the upper hand in any sort of, discussion or argument or disagreement. But this is more so just like peace of mind, preserving your just energy, your time, your happiness. Like, I mean, we live in a day and age where the political discourse is so dumb and everyone is so up in arms about everything. It's like, it's not even worth it. It really isn't. I love you guys so much. Feel free to pick up this book if you liked anything I've said throughout any of these chapters. I think this is one of the more important ones, and I think this is one, if you take anything from this book, take this idea. don't win the battle, win the war. Just in the grand scheme of things, always come out on top and pick and choose. Pick and choose your battles, pick and choose your fights, and if you do this, you will succeed. I love you guys. Link will be in the description. If you want more from me, go ahead, join my Discord. That's when you know when I'm streaming. That's when you know more day-to-day stuff. And, you know, if you want even more from me, if you want some courses, if you want, like, more detailed explanations of, like, my ideas, my belief systems, go ahead, join my school community. I love you guys. Peace out. Catch you next one.